if I didn't say it already, the tier list is actually going to play a very, very small factor in who I think my friends would pick. What's good, everyone? My name is Junior Senpai. Welcome back to Senpai FGC. Today we're going to be talking about some general team discussion and who I think my friends would personally play. We're going to be talking about Andrew, Brandon, and Vince, and what characters I think they'd play and recruit on their team, and what I think would be a good fit for them personally. On the side, I do happen to have a tier list made by Goichi himself. Who knows if these reflect his current thoughts on the game, with his team shifting around, a lot of people's teams shifting around. If I didn't say it already, the tier list is actually going to play a very, very small factor in who I think my friends would pick. Starting with the easiest, I think that would be Andrew. Andrew's all about spectacle on his team, whatever character looks good or fun to play or maybe seen a lot of. I think that would generally influence his opinion on who he'd be playing. Next up, I would probably say Vince would be the next easiest to pick for, and then Brandon, of course. I'll explain why Vince is kind of sort of easy to pick for, because he always kind of tends to gravitate towards similar or samey kind of ideals or things with the character. Brandon is the hardest to pick for because I don't have a full grasp on what kind of characters Brandon likes to play, or what I think he would think would be interesting. I can kind of have some general ideas, but that's kind of what the video is for, right? Starting with the tier list, I might as well just run through it since we're here. This, as I said, is a tier list from Goichi. It's the most recent one out of what I've seen. But who knows his current thoughts once again. So starting off, Base Vegeta, Bardock, UI Goku, Kid Buu, Teen Gohan, Yamcha, and Trunks in the top tier, which, everyone has their reasons. S tiers, Z Broly, GT Goku, Adult Gohan, Cooler, Majin Buu, Hit, 21, Super Saiyan Vegeta, Base Goku, Vegito, Goku Blue, Kefla, Ginyu, Frieza, and Cell. Okay. S minus, I thought this was interesting that there was even an S minus to begin with, is Piccolo, Super Broly, 17, 18, Beerus, Fuse Zamasu, Tien, Rat Boy, Gotenks, couldn't think of it, Janemba. A tier is 16, Super Saiyan Goku, Krillin, Nappa, Blue Jita, Gogeta, and B tier is Goku Black, Videl, and Jiren. Once again, can't stress enough, this plays very little factor. Dragon Ball FighterZ is one of those games where you can kind of make any character look good, or put in the work for any character. You can play any character excessively well, and the fact that Goichi only went as far as to put a B tier and not a D tier, trash tier, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's a B tier, right? Saying the bottom tier is B tier, I think relatively states something good about the balance of the game. Of course, you can disagree with that as well. You could say, oh, Videl trash, OP, Master God tier, whatever, she sucks. But at the end of the day, you can find a really good Videl player that will absolutely wash someone, just no problem. So starting with first off with Andrew, as I said, he is kind of a man of spectacle. We will roughly be talking about the position or orientation of the team. I think his point character, without a doubt in my mind, would be UI Goku. UI Goku has a lot of flash and a lot of tools, and he's got really good shit. He's got too much good shit. Amazing auto combo, crazy ki blasts. I've talked about this multiple times before. Command dash, command dodge. He's just got so much, and he looks really good while doing all of it. Without a doubt in my mind, Andrew would pick UI Goku for point. Now, things fuzzy up a little bit in my mind around the mid slot. Mid slot for me is kind of the hardest to say. I feel like I know who he'd put anchor, but filling the rest of that out, you could say he could put Gogeta mid slot. And once again, Gogeta's a very flashy character, but I don't think, if Andrew got serious about the game, I don't think he would feel good with Vegito anchor, or Gogeta. I would say, if it was just a pure flash team, it's very possible if he would pick Gogeta, he'd put Gogeta point, UI Goku mid, and then we'll talk about third slot now, which I think would be Super Broly C assist. Broly C assist, I think, is the beam, if I'm not mistaken, which is pretty solid. It's a beam, And C assist is incredibly easy to combo off of. I think that's a fair reason why he would maybe run this team in the way he would. So now let's talk about if he would not take Gogeta. So UI Goku point, Broly, C assist, third slot. Finding that mid, maybe Cooler? Maybe Cooler. I know he's been a fan of Cooler for quite some time. Yeah, this is the hardest part for deciding about Andrew for me. Is that middle slot. I would maybe say Cooler. I would say UI Goku, Cooler, and then Broly. Alright, so now that we got Andrew out of the way, we can move on to Vince. So now Vince is another kind of easy one. I have roughly an idea of what his team would be in my mind. Vincent likes characters with command grabs. It's annoying. I hate dealing with it. But I'm actually trying to remember the layout of this team in my I think the character for his first slot would absolutely be Z Broly. I think this kind of goes without saying. He's a big fan of command grabs. He would see Broly's super armor. He would see the zoning potential of his ki blasts and projectiles and think it's just too good to pass up. And, you know, once again, why would you? He's a good character. I would say more than anyone else, Vince would gravitate towards the stronger end characters, but not necessarily pick top tier. This is another reason why I think he'd pick Broly. Because Z Broly is quite good. He's got very good command grabs. He's got crazy damage. Once again, the zoning with the ki blasts. This kind of, in my mind, solidifies Z Broly as Vince's first slot. Now, I want to talk about his third slot before I talk about his second slot. I'm saying he's running Kid Buu C assist, the Beam C assist. Yeah. C assists are very strong. Kid Buu's very strong. He always kind of has been. And, you know, C assist being a beam, you know, you got that screen coverage with the beam. You got the easy combo potential of the C assist itself. And I could also see Vince using his A assist. I think Kid Buu's B assist isn't bad either. But I could see him learning how to use Kid Buu's A because he could potentially like to switch between assists between rounds and potentially use Kid Buu's A assist to kind of lock you down into like a string or whatever. So we have Z Broly first slot, Kid Buu third slot, C assist. So now for the final slot, and I'm going to explain why. I'm calling Captain Ginyu, and it's not because Vince is a Goichi fan. In fact, I would say Brandon is the Goichi fan here. With Ginyu, I'm pretty sure Vince doesn't even know Goichi plays Ginyu, but with Ginyu, I could see Vince absolutely considering this as a factor of he can switch bodies, he can find some setups, switch bodies, and leave you jailed with a shittier version of Ginyu that can't access the Ginyu Force. I think he would think that'd be too appealing to fuck someone over. Now, there is the potential that he wouldn't want to learn this, and to use the Ginyu Force and all their setups. I think using Ginyu Force in combo is so cool. But on the chance he doesn't see Ginyu as appealing, I could, with a shell of Broly and Kid Buu, I could see Vince potentially running maybe Frieza. I don't know why Frieza. He likes Kefla quite a bit as a character, but I don't think he'd ever truly run Kefla part of main team. Like, this is under the presumption that they're taking the game seriously and kind of looking at it a bit more competitively. I don't think, and I could be wrong here, I don't think Vince would play Kefla. I could see him liking the zoning potential of Frieza and the fact that he unlocks different routes with Golden Frieza form. You know, he's got the rejump loops or whatever the fuck. I don't think he would use anyone top tier except for Kid Buu. I couldn't see him playing Bardock. I could not see him playing Base Cheetah. Not for the fact that he wouldn't learn the loops. I feel like he would learn the loops. But I feel like Base Cheetah is just not what he's looking for in a character. If he... There's a lot to discuss with Vince, because if he's just going sheerly for like just winning potential, I could absolutely see him picking UI Goku, because UI Goku has just so much, and going from there. But I don't think he would pick UI Goku. I think he would be kind of turned off by the idea, and maybe see some people using UI Goku as getting carried by the character, which is a whole different debate. Apart from Ginyu, I could see Vince running Z Broly, Android 21, and Kid Buu. Android 21's always been kind of uniformly a pretty good character, and he kind of had his qualms with Android 21 for a while, because I just don't think he knew how to use her really. But I feel like once he actually kind of gets the idea with her, I feel like he would actually enjoy her quite a bit. Okay, so I thought Vince would be pretty easy to cover, but he actually ended up being a bit tougher than I intended. Now let's move on to Brandon's team and who I think he would play. So Brandon's interesting, as I said before, because I don't really have a good solid grasp on characters he likes to play and like what they're about. With Andrew, we talked about the spectacle. With Vince, we talked about, I guess you could call it potential dirt, because there's some dirt with Z Broly. He's, once again, good zoning. Freeze is good zoning. Android 21's just all around good character. She's got the steals and everything. With Brandon, it's kind of hard to say what that influence would be. I feel like Brandon, the most out of everyone, would be influenced by Goichi. I feel like he has respect, like a lot of respect for Goichi, and that would kind of like influence who he picked, only very slightly. And I'm only talking for one character. And that one character is Bardock. I would say that he would see Bardock, and is maybe not directly think like, oh, he's on Goichi's team, like, maybe I want a piece of that. But I would say that Bardock fits Brandon and like his team. I would say he'd run Bardock point or second slot. He would see, Bardock's got a good auto combo, but he doesn't have a scrubby auto combo. He would see the sliding knockdown potential and be like, I can get sliding knockdown just about anywhere. Good A assist, good B assist. I don't particularly like Bardock's C assist, but that doesn't mean Brandon wouldn't. I could see him maybe running Bardock's second slot and then running B assist for the jailing of like the hit stun and the block stun of his B assist. There's potential there. My only confliction with this statement is I think Brandon would run Yamcha. Yamcha A assist is still very, very good. I know some people rock with the C assist for the beam as well, but a lot of people have a lot of love for Yamcha's A. Here's the conflicting part. I don't think Brandon would run Yamcha Anchor. I don't think he would feel in his heart of hearts that Yamcha was a reliable enough character to save him in a tight spot. I could see Bardock point, Yamcha second slot, and then maybe a beam assist to bring it together. Now, obviously, like I said, you could run Yamcha C assist to give him a beam. I don't know how good that beam actually is, but under the presumption that he would run, if he runs Yamcha Anchor and runs Bardock Point, obviously we have to figure out a mid character. We could also, think that, oh, maybe he could run Bardock second slot B, Yamcha Anchor A, Yamcha mid, he could run Bardock Anchor. I feel like he wants a beam for this team. I don't think he would play GT Goku. GT Goku's beam is still very good. Actually, maybe he would run GT Goku, because the idea of Bardock Yamcha GT, that sounds pretty annoying, actually. This is tough, dude. Brennan is literally the toughest person to figure out. I don't think he'd play Krillin beam assist. If they gave, here's what would make it way easier in my mind to decide. If they gave Super Saiyan Goku back his 2M, I could see Brennan playing Super Saiyan Goku. And they should just give it back to him. Like, honestly, I think it's really dumb that they took away Goku's 2M and made it really shitty. Obviously, people are still using the character, but under the presumption that they did give it back to him, I could definitely see Bardock, Yamcha, Super Saiyan Goku. Arrange that how you will. But with Goku's 2M being in the state it is, I could definitely see maybe Bardock, Yamcha, GT. 100% I could see Bardock. Yamcha's where things start to get a little shaky, and GT's where I'm just like, well, he does need that beam assist. He could run. I don't think anyone would put in the time into Trunks. I don't think anyone would put the time into Trunks. Trunks has a beam. Trunks is a very good, fun character. For me personally, I enjoy playing Trunks a lot. I'm not the best at Trunks. I don't think Brandon would learn Trunks just for the sake of having a beam assist. Yeah, alright. I'm gonna confirm. I'm saying Bardock, Yamcha, GT Goku. I still feel unsure even saying confirmed. If you guys want to interject your own thoughts or whatever, maybe, my friends are actually watching this video, they will say what they think their team was or whatever. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to go play some Sea of Thieves. If you guys want to see more, check out the rest of the channel. In the description, there's links to not just my channel, but my friends' channels as well. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Peace.